Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the 105 leFH18B2, the French Tier 5 Premium SPG, otherwise known as a leFH or a leaf blower. This one is under the command of graldebarantauro on the south spawn of Prokhorovka. Well, you might be wondering why the big name, but that's because the owner of this account is a solar scientist, or probably a stargazer, because Aldebaran is a red giant star in the constellation of Taurus in the sky, and that's actually a red giant is a star that's used up all its hydrogen, or most of it, the majority of it, and is now burning helium to create carbon. That burns very intensely, but it actually causes a expansion of the star, so the outer layer looks very cool, but the inner star is actually very, very hot indeed. And you might ask, how do I know so much about stars? Well, I am also an amateur solar scientist. I know a fair bit about stars, actually. A lot, actually, I could tell you. I watch a video on YouTube every day if I can. A fellow solar scientist who puts out a report on what's actually going on with our sun, Sol, and we watch and look at all of the elements that are actually on the star, the filaments, the prominences, and its magnetic activity, and of course all the sunspots, which have a lot to do with how warm the weather is on Earth, and of course all the solar emissions that happen, the solar flares, as well as the coronal mass ejections, and what they mean for Earth, because of course you wouldn't believe how much the sun does affect our weather and of course our activity on this planet. In fact, some of the solar storms we have can really badly affect our planet. Oh my god, we just got a complete wipeout on the Type 95 Tier 5 game with Tier 4 tanks, and he just wiped out one of the enemy, and now he's going for his second one, the DW2. Yes, the sun actually does have a dramatic effect upon the planet. In fact, when people say that humans warm the planet, not true. Actually, it's the sun that's warming the planet. It's a huge thermonuclear explosion that's happening 150 million kilometers away from our star, and it has a very big effect upon this planet, because without the sun, this planet would have no energy other than the energy created within our planet by the compression of the Earth through its own gravity, and also the activity of elements within the star, within the planet itself. Okay, trying to go for the M5A1 Stuart, round south. Oh, that was a lovely shot, that one. Hit the engine of the M5, stopped him dead in his tracks, and he got the track damage because he was stopped, but I think he actually damaged the engine on that one. Going for the T6 medium. Wasn't fully dialed in, that's why he missed on that one. Really does help if you dial in fully, because then you get super accurate and shots hit target like that, and you wipe out the enemy tank. 168 and another kill. So he's got 2 kills so far. Go for the Valentine. Well, that's the Valentine 2, and that's the Soviet one, but it's also the same hull that was used for the Bishop. Yeah, so that's what it looks like with the turret and without the casement around the 25-pounder. Also trying to hit the AMX, and he gets a hit onto the rear of the vehicle where the engine is, but he's lost sight of the AMX, but he's still going for the Valentine. Rounds out. Direct hit. Right on the money, but he moved the aim of the gun, and by doing that he missed out on getting a follow-up shot, and his teammate did follow up, and he got the kill on the Valentine instead. Yes, there's another VP in the game. Yes, another leFH on our team in the 105 leFH18B2. Goes for the DW2 again. Just a fraction of a second too late. Didn't need enough lead on the target. You have to take into account the lead, mainly because this Arty takes a few seconds for the shell to reach the target. Shells are going much slower on an Arty than they are on a normal tank gun. Tank guns can go up to 1,000 meters per second. Artillery shells Well, they're a bit slow. 410 kilometers per second for these ones. Remember, they are 105mm rounds, so they're quite sizable. They're not small. Rounds out. Nearly got him there. Not enough lead again. Oh, somebody's knocking that house down. But there's a funny story I can tell you about my solar watching and what goes on. About 6 months or so ago, Elon Musk launched a whole bunch of Starlink satellites using one of his SpaceX Falcon 9s, and unfortunately for him, he wasn't watching our channel. And we knew the coronal mass ejection had been made by the sun and was headed our way. In fact, it was going to take about 2 to 3 days to arrive, and we knew it was going to be sizable because it was quite a heavy one, and obviously it would have dramatic effects upon the planet. You see, Elon didn't pay any attention to that, and if he checked our channel, then he would have realized that you can't launch these satellites, you have to stop them. But he did launch them, and then he put them in the parking orbit, ready for them to go up to their operational altitude. And then the coronal mass ejection arrived, which is basically a heavy load of plasma that comes from the star, an extra load of plasma. It's when basically a coronal mass ejection is kind of like when the star burps. Not quite a burp, but it's actually when there's a load of magnetic fields get constricted and they flick out a load of plasma from the sun, which then comes in our direction. Doesn't always come in our direction, but sometimes it does. And that plasma then hit the satellites that Elon had launched and knocked them out of orbit. So he lost something like 50 satellites in one fell swoop. Well, not all at the same time, but as they orbited the Earth, slowly, one by one, their orbits started falling and they started dropping out the sky and providing very spectacular fireworks for everyone to watch. And it just goes to show you, see, watching the sun can actually be quite useful, but so long as you use the right precautions. Of course, all you lucky people in America are going to be seeing a total eclipse of the sun very soon. Actually, in April of next year, we're due a total solar eclipse. Now, you will need to have special goggles to actually watch the sun, and you can get those now, and you can even get filters so you can photograph it. But it is advisable to make sure you have protection, because you don't want to look at the sun with your direct eyesight, because you can blind yourself. It is possible to do that. The sun is very intense, and in fact the sun is getting brighter every day. And the reason we say that, of course, is that we can follow the sun's life cycle, and we know that this sun actually has another 5 billion years to live. Well, it's actually slightly more than that. It's about 5.5 billion years still to live. But within another 1,000, another 1,000 billion years, it's actually going to be too hot for man to live on Earth, and man will have to leave the planet. We'll have no choice, because it will just be too hot. It'll boil away the oceans, and there'll be nothing left. Oh, that was superb! What a shot, a blind shot, and he takes out the gorilla. Now, you notice that most of the effort he put in here, moving up this side of the map, allowed his teammates to move up, because he spotted the enemy, and then once the enemy was spotted, his teammates suddenly realized it was time to move up the map. And, well, he did take some damage from the enemy. He's lost half his hit points, but thanks to Aldebaran, they are now up this end of the map, and there's only 4 enemies left. Oh, there's the enemy Arty. Now, can he get a direct hit? Lines it up, rounds out. Yes, he hit him in the track. He also got track damage and actual damage. Can he get another hit? Rounds out. Yes, that was another hit as well. Now, he's got to work out where that guy's gone. Where are you? No, he's not there. Oh, there he is. He's actually moved. He moved straight forward as fast as he could. Now, there's only 3 enemies left. We've got a Panzerfaust Ausland H, a Chi-He, and there's a T1 Heavy out there as well. Now, thanks to Aldebaran, they've now got 3. He's got 3 kills, and the other VP has got 4. Rounds out. Yep. Just missed him. And the Chi-He goes down. Now, there's the T1 Heavy. Can you get a shot on him? Oh, he fired prematurely there. Yeah, premature fire can be a problem. Yes. Let's say about that. See your doctor. Oh, he got the hit on the engine bay. Takes out the T1 Heavy, and that's the last kill of the game. And it's all over. Well, that was a really excellent game by Aldebaran in the 105 leFH18B2. He managed to get an ace tanker out of that game, as well as a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 13. A fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He got 4 exactly, and so did the other VP. And he also got a Starks medal for taking 2 penetrating shots from the enemy, or 2 shots, doesn't necessarily have to penetrate, but he has to lose potentially 2/3 of his hit points in the process, kill at least 2 enemy tanks, and still be alive at the end of the game, as well as a Confederate for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. And finally, he got a high caliber out of that one as well for dealing the most damage out of that game. And it's amazing that he got the ace tanker, because this was a tier 5 with a tier 4 tank game. Normally it's too difficult to get an ace tanker because you have to kill enemy tanks. You have to get that extra oomph, the extra bonus you get from hitting higher tier tanks to get an ace tanker, because that gives you the extra XP that it requires for an ace. But yes, he did it with a tier 5 game, tier 4 tanks. That is very good indeed. So let's have a look at the team score. Well, the highest damage in this game was 2,453 hit points, and that went to Aldebaran. The second highest damage actually went to the T1 Heavy that he killed right at the end of the game. 2,059 went to him. The third highest damage actually went to the other PP on his team, Pasty White Boy. He got 1,587. When it came to kills, it was shared between 3 tanks on Aldebaran's team. Firstly, Pasty White Boy got 4 kills. Aldebaran got 4 kills, and so did the M8A1. So yes, a very good team, because 3 players all managed to get 4/5 of the enemy team in kills. When it came to base XP, it's, yes, Aldebaran, he got that one. So he got the top in damage and the top in XP, 1,143. He was the only player to get over 1,000 base in the game. And the second highest in the game was Pasty White Boy with 734. And third was the OI Experimental with 720. He fired 31 rounds, so plenty of ammo left at the end of the game. 19 rounds spare, 14 direct hits on the enemy, 5 penetrating shots, 15 splash, damage of 2,453 hit points, of which 2,138 were at more than 300 meters. So most of the damage was done at long range, but there was some short range damage in there. 4 hits received from the enemy, 3 of which penetrated, 1 non-penetration, and 60 hit points blocked by armor. 1 enemy vehicle was spotted, 12 enemy vehicles were damaged, and 4 killed. So he was getting close to getting a Paul's medal, but his teammates got the kills on some of the tanks he wounded. And he also got 776 hit points of spotting assist in that game. I think that's spotting assist, or it may be damage assist, because I think he did track that M8A1 on the enemy. No, the M5A1 Stuart on the enemy team, and somebody else got the kill because he couldn't get the shell out. And of course, the other one was, of course, the tank that he fired at, tracked him, disabled him, and he didn't follow up because he moved his aim, and therefore he wasn't able to follow up. But his teammate got the next kill. I think it was Pasty White Man got the shot that actually killed that enemy tank, because he had the aim still on target. On a free-to-play account, yes, get it, free-to-play account, he got 51,371 credits profit from that game. He got a mission bonus out of it, but it's still an impressive score. And on top of that, 5,029 experience points as well. So a superb game there by Aldebaran, as we're calling him Aldebaran from now on, because of course it doesn't seem right to actually call it graldebarantauro, because that's not the correct way of pronouncing it. It is Aldebaran in the constellation of Toro, and it happens to be a great red, or a red giant, as we should call it. Actually, it's red giant. But yes, very impressive game indeed. Congratulations on an ace in a tier 5 with tier 4. That is difficult. I hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. We've got another one coming up featuring Aldebaran, and that one's worth watching as well. So do stick around, please. And thank you for watching.